welcome to another episode of Two Puzzle Unicorns.
I'm Tammy McLeod.
And I'm Yvonne Foyt.
And today we're going to talk about our recent visit to the Puzzle Parley. What is Puzzle Parley?
Well, it's a convention with, it started with hand-cut wooden puzzle makers. And then it's expanded to some laser-cut wooden puzzles as well. There's speakers, there's a casual puzzle room, and enthusiasts started going as well, and collectors. What was your favorite part about Parley?
I think my favorite part is always the casual puzzling room, because all the cutters and collectors bring their own personal collection of puzzles there, and you get to do these one-of-a-kind puzzles. Mm-hmm. For example, Conrad Armstrong, he does mostly custom puzzles, so you don't normally get to work on his puzzles, and he brought like a whole stack there, and we got to work on them while we were at Parley. And remember that puzzle he made for us?
Yeah.
You wouldn't let me do it while we were there?
I'm sorry, because I wanted you to squee on camera.
He saw our logo and he said that it would make a good puzzle, and while he was there, he made us a puzzle. So let's do it.
I just happened to have our Two Puzzle Unicorn stickers. And then you put a sticker on a piece of wood. Oh
my goodness!
Oh.
He's shape cut! He's shape cut! Oh, both of them! He cut around the horn. It's so delicate and beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Me, I do me.
I'll do me?
Yeah. Oh, look, he shape cut around the little piece.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is me. Yes.
Color cutting. Oh, so
yeah.
Nice. That is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Put it together. Look at it. Oh. It is gorgeous. Thank you, Conrad.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
It's such a tiny puzzle, and yet he was able to get the shapes.
Oh my gosh, yes. That is amazing.
He's been cutting for a very long time, and his custom puzzles, when he posts them on social media, are amazing. Now we have one of our own. So we also got a chance to talk to Conrad, and
we asked him a few questions, and here's a little bit.
So as a professional cutter, what would you say is your really mindset when creating these puzzles?
Well, first, a print that will have that makes a good puzzle, but which is very subjective in my mind, but has a good color balance. Look for something that might give me an opportunity to cut an irregular outline. In my opinion, not every scene is applicable for that. Some things are just going to be a rectangular outline, but I liked something where I can cut around the outer edges of the main things in the scene, and maybe even do interior dropouts to specifically trick people.
Yes. It sounds like that's one of your hallmarks.
It's fun to cut a puzzle that will challenge people, but not so much that they give up on it. I also like a puzzle that will have sort of a late reveal or an aha moment that's later.
But I must say that, I mean, that was what made my favorite of your puzzles stand out. It was a very, very late reveal.
And there's some things that can be done specifically to enable that. For example, if you dump out a puzzle and there's only 5 bright red pieces, and you do something very interesting with those pieces, that's the first 5 pieces people are going to do, because it's it's the fewest, the smallest color area and a very, very bright color area. But if I'll try to do dropouts that form an image, like a sliver dropouts. Try to do that in what's the largest or most boring color area, because that's going to be the light. And then you add that to this dropout, they'll get 90% of the puzzle done, if not more, before they realize, whoa, there's this really neat feature in that part of the puzzle.
Also, the dropouts confuse people, because I'm like, where's that piece?
When I was doing the parrot puzzle, the dropout for that one, I think made that area so much more difficult, because none of the curves matched up. And that was the challenge for me, because I did that 2 years ago, so I don't remember it very well, but I remember that specifically, that dropout being challenging.
And especially like a large scene that's formed by different segments of sliver dropouts, because even when the person realizes that there's a squiggly line that's not a piece, it's negative space, they still don't know what that squiggly line forms until they get all the other squiggly lines together. And they know it's something, but they don't know what it is until much later.
This is a very pleasurable experience, but also the fact that in the end it becomes an integral part of the beauty of the final piece, which is amazing.
Yes.
Yes, and something like this, a scene formed by sliver dropouts, it's very visual, even from a distance, where a really nice figure piece might kind of blend in. You have to point something out, like, look, there's a clown over there, or a tree, or whatever. Whereas the sliver dropouts, you see it instantly when you look at the puzzle when it's assembled. So it really stands out.
Forgot to mention that Parley is every 2 years, so if you missed this year, you'll have to wait another 2 years to go.
Okay, so what was your favorite part about visiting Parley?
I enjoy the people. In addition to being able to do some rare puzzles that I'll never be able to do in my lifetime otherwise. But I think just hanging out with the cutters and the enthusiasts and getting to meet all the puzzle people who are introverted like me, and then just hang out and do an introverted pastime while having conversation and not making eye contact is great. And man, some of the pars that Campbell soup par was pretty amazing.
It was gorgeous. People kept walking by and wanting to join in because
I can't believe the colors held up that long.
That poster is from the 60s.
Yeah.
Or maybe 70s?
I don't know.
It was part of a marketing scheme by Campbell. They would send in 3 soup can labels and they'll send you the poster.
And then somebody cut a par out of it.
Oh, par cut a par out of it.
Yes. Well, I mean, somebody at par cut a par out of it. This year's Parley was held at Rochester, New York, which is home of the National Museum of Play.
That was a fun museum. It really exceeded my expectations.
I know. I thought it was just going to be like this tiny little thing, but it ended up being like really huge and had like so many things, like old school Barbie, old school Lego, old school puzzles, of course. There was a whole puzzle exhibition, and then old school video games.
They had the library, the archives, they had playable games everywhere. They had a huge display on interactive entertainment.
Yes, it was amazing. And then at the end of Parley, they had a public cutting there at the museum, and cutters would cut little tiny puzzles for anyone who walked out.
So Mark Capitella of Pinnacle Puzzles did one for each of us for our logo.
We only expected one, and then he decided to cut 2, one for each of us.
Always travel with copies of your logo.
That you could stick easily to a wooden...
Oh look, he also did the face.
Yes.
Kept the face intact. I think that's a thing about
We got 2 of them.
for wooden puzzles you gotta keep the face intact, I guess. See, mine's intact too.
He had you draw a unicorn, did he not? Did he?
Oh my gosh, yes, I forgot about that. I made my unicorn whimsy. Look at that. My terrible art.
What did you show your kid yet about the whimsy?
I don't think so. I'm too ashamed.
Ashamed of your art?
My kid drew our logo and it looks so much better than my version.
That's true. They did an amazing job with our logo. Oh my gosh. He did the split tentacles thing.
Yeah. Tentacles?
Yes, tentacles.
I'm assembling mine upside down and it's hard. Why am I doing that?
I don't know. Are you trying to showcase it to the audience?
Yes, because it's beautiful.
I'm not doing that. Apparently Tammy cares more about the audience than I do.
The split tentacles is difficult.
Yes.
Because you're looking for something that has a little two-shaped thing and it comes out as just a one hook thing.
Yeah, that's like his signature cut thing. It's the split tentacles.
Tendrils.
Tendrils.
Tentacles is not a word.
I combine tentacles and tendrils together to make a new word.
One is plant-based, one is octopus-based.
You know, I'm over here inventing new English words and finishing puzzles.
Mine was cut hard. I have a whimsy in mine. A really odd-shaped whimsy. And also something upside down. I can't do this upside down.
You got it. You got it.
I keep having to turn things the right way out in my head.
This is practice for worlds when you have to puzzle upside down.
But we're not going to puzzle upside down in worlds.
You don't know that.
I will sit next to you and you walk up.
What about for the teens?
Just squint. Oh, sorry. I will take the pieces and turn them right way up on where I am. There.
Aren't they adorable?
We're gonna have a whole collection of our own custom.
Yeah.
Now we only hand makers can do this.
I know. We'll have to wait another 2 years to get some more.
We also managed to track down Chris Yates, who made these puzzles.
Yes.
We both love these so much. We bought matching puzzles.
Yes.
We just buy them
But I
together.
also got one for my kid. I got one last year for my kid too. This one over here. The space one was also from me. Or not last year, 2 years ago when we went. This one was for my kiddo, the space one, and now I got him a treasure map. He's gonna have a collection of Chris Yates mini puzzles.
Lucky kid.
I know.
All right. Well, here's a clip from Chris's interview.
Oh gosh, well, so I started making wooden jigsaw puzzles over 20 years ago as an accident.
An accident?
Yeah.
We're very happy. So tell us more.
Well, I've always been interested in making art my entire life, and I happened to go to art school. I made sculpture. I was making lots of these three-dimensional maps and things like that.
Ooh. Could you show some of that?
Yeah, so sort of one of these puzzles sort of looks like a little bit of a landscape, topographic map. And that's actually what I was doing when I fell into jigsaw puzzles in 2004. I basically just was making yet another model of Colorado where I was living at the time and screwed up a layer of it. And I was really mad, and I was like, oh, God. This whole piece of wood is just, I spent 2 hours on it, it's just totally screwed up. And so I just cut it up into little pieces as sort of like a venting mechanism. And then I realized, oh, wait, this is on a scroll saw, of course. I was using bandsaws and scroll saws to make these maps. And I was like, I could make a jigsaw puzzle with this scroll saw. And it never occurred to me. I was basically bought the scroll saw just to cut little rivers and inlets and the skinny little bits for these maps. And so in 2004, April, about 20 years ago, I started doing this weird thing. And I would take my new puzzles, which were still pretty rough at this point, to the craft shows where I was selling the maps, and all of a sudden they were selling much better.
Wow.
People were like, wow, these are great. This is fun. This is looks pretty, and, we can play with it.
Another thing that's really cool about Puzzle Parley is that you get to
Parley. Sorry.
Because parlay is what pirates do.
And it's not as friendly as Parley.
Yes. Another thing that that's cool about Puzzle Parley is that you get to get these little business card puzzles from all the different makers that come. I got one from Puzzle Lappy.
Mine's from Nervous Systems.
Yeah. So, and there's I think 13 different ones. I know Janelle had a really tricky cat one, which was awesome. Yeah. Also, we get these really cool swag bags, which this year came with a mini Stubcraft.
We all got the same one, but each one had a different letter in it. And when we found enough people and put the letters together,
I think I gave my letter up for an assembly.
well, they spelled out friends.
We had to catch up with Jason and ask him a few questions as well. Here's a little bit from the interview.
Which is of the designs you've done, do you have any particular one that has been your favorite?
At the moment, that does shift over time, so I suspect when I get into my new larger puzzles this year, my answer may change. But at the moment, Queen Bee is my favorite.
Queen Bee. I don't think I've done that one.
We do have it out in the fun room, the casual puzzle room.
That's something to look forward to.
Yeah. So that one, number of reasons. One, it was inspired by my wife Heather, who's also here.
Oh, okay.
And so a lot of the themes revolve around motherhood and nobility and just treating her like the queen she is. So there's a bit of that played into it. We were also raising funds for a local women's shelter, so it delves into some of those themes as well.
That's awesome.
And that one has an extensive alternate solution.
Ooh.
Yeah, probably the largest
Oh my gosh.
alternative.
I think I'm just gonna have to buy it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll spend like weekend working it out.
Yeah, and that one, the concept that I was playing with was instead of coloring by number, right? So that a 1 means blue and a 2 means red. I was trying to do paint by piece. So finding colors in different areas of the canvas that I had and trying to make things out of those pieces.
Wow. That sounds also very hard.
Yes.
I already love the way when you have an alternate solution, the pieces already, like in this one, how the colors match up to match the shape.
Not even the alternate, just
That's
the
true, just regular whimsies that do that.
regular whimsies are like you cut it so that the color matches with the shape of the. I love that.
Appreciated.
Like the
Yeah.
like the I think there's a candle one in
Malediction.
Yeah, and
Yes.
then there's like the flame is
Yes.
yellow.
I
And
think the first time I experienced it was at one of the vases and the flowers, the round puzzle.
Yes.
I forgot the name of it. Bloom in Bloom.
in blooming.
This one's called Blooming Hope.
I think that was in Bloom.
Oh my God. Bursting Blooms.
Bursting
Yes.
blooms.
Yes.
Yes.
I remember pulling out the vases and the flowers and realizing the color, or it wasn't just the shape.
Yes.
That was my first experience with that, and it was a really amazing introduction to your style.
Right, yeah. And that goes into the purposely in common, trying to make the whimsies match the color so that they make sense contextually. Yeah.
You do that very well.
Yeah, thank you.
So Puzzle Parley isn't just about wooden puzzles anymore. We also have Lasers was there with their amazing tiny titanium puzzles. This is one from my collection, Alpine. But we got to meet up with Pete Clyde from Lasers and ask him a little about his process and other things. What do you think is the favorite of all your designs that you've done so far?
My favorite one is always the one I haven't made yet. So, and I feel like I have to. If I ever change that, then I'll I don't know. That's why I'm always excited if I think of it.
We got that answer a couple times from the puzzle makers.
Oh,
I feel
cool.
like it's always like the one that they haven't made yet.
But
Yeah.
surely that must be the reason that inspires you to move on to the next design because you're so excited about it.
Yeah, it's.
But this is your latest design.
Yeah, so this is my latest one. I'm not sure if it'll autofocus, but
No.
yeah. So this is based on a book plate illustration, and I'm not sure if the light catches it, but it's essentially animated for the engraving. So there's different sections that light up at different angles, and then I taped the back, but the piece density is about the same as my stamp puzzles that I've done, but it's more pieces. So it's 382 pieces, and then the stamp puzzles were a little bit hard, but they weren't as many pieces, so I wanted to make it a little easier. So each of the interlocking features has it's one of 3 types. It's a single or a double or a triple, and each one of them is drawn by hand individually, so the chances of false fits should be pretty low, and also just the ability to visually find it by piece. But
I mean, I can tell when there's a false fit in your puzzle because it feels wrong. And when
Yeah.
it feels right, it just fits so beautifully.
Yeah.
So the effort you've put into hand drawing has not gone to waste. I think it's well worth the trouble.
thanks. Yeah, I think I spent like a week drawing this one because every little aesthetically it had to look good, and I didn't do like a perfect grid. It's actually a slightly off grid, so it just took forever.
I think that makes it at least a little more solvable.
Yeah, it was fun though. I think the problem it took so long was I was enjoying it.
How can that be bad?
Yeah. But, and then the center part, I was trying out new texturing, so I came up with like a brushed effect, so it kind of glints in the sun, either like purple or blue, and it's all anodized to like a purplish blue.
It's a beautiful color.
Thank you.
All your puzzles are gorgeous. We also got to catch up with Tara Rogers, who does the chestnut and hemlock puzzles, which are really intricate little cuts sometimes. 2 years ago, I got this little magnet puzzle which you could stick on your fridge. But she also does a great cheese one, and then she won Best of Show the 2 years that we went, last time and this time. And here's a little clip from the interview we did with her.
Who are your favorite puzzle makers that you're inspired by or anything?
So I've got two, one who doesn't cut anymore and one who doesn't cut very much. So John Stokes is a fabulous cutter, a great deal of control with his double spirals. Just really, really good cutter. He would do image-based puzzles as well as some painted puzzles. And then Tom Spencer he's a fabulous person, just really nice. He is never unwilling to try something, experiment with paints and shapes and textures. And I have a poster in my studio that says paint is only wasted when it stays in the tube. And Tom is willing to waste wood and paint to try something. And that is really important for people to remember. So yeah.
Isn't he the one who cut the acrylic starfish as well?
Yes.
Yes,
the
the traveling acrylic starfish.
That was a gorgeous puzzle to handle.
I would not want to do that puzzle.
It took a while, but
I had a lot of fun with it. It was well designed.
but that definitely fits in with him experimenting with
Yes.
all sorts of things.
And being willing to share everything that he's learned about cutting acrylic with everyone else.
Oh,
You know,
that's nice.
that's one of the things about the puzzle community is how willing people are to share. You know,
As a beginner, I've definitely felt that everybody's like so willing to answer my questions and what do you need? Tell me more about what you're doing so I can help you.
right. And it's about, you know, I'm sure people are offering help for how to do a YouTube channel, you know, and how to cut a puzzle. And how did you offer help, both of you, for how to do speed puzzles?
Yeah,
We try to do that.
we try.
And so, so we have that cutters chat once a month.
I love the chat. Thank you
so-
for putting that together.
Well, you know, Janelle started it with a puzzle exchange, and then we enjoyed it so much, we're like, well, let's just kind of keep doing this. So we do that. We've started puzzle jams so people can get together more. It's just, helping each other out.
So it's time to pick our secret word.
Handcrafted.
Sounds good.
And the winner of our giveaway this time will be one of these Puzzle Bomb puzzles, which we were able to get from the puzzling room.
Yeah. Puzzle Bomb was one of the laser cut puzzles that we were able to try at the Parley. So of course we didn't have enough time to put the full-length videos on this episode because we ended up chatting for so long with them.
So subscribe to be notified for when we release the full interviews on our channel. So if you ever met us in person, you might have seen us wearing these sparkly puzzle earrings. I'm not wearing one today.
But me neither.
But they're made by Janelle of 3Cat Max. She works with acrylic, wood,
And this year is glass.
I got one of pairs of new glass earrings. They're so tiny you might not be able to see them.
And then last parlay she did concrete, remember?
Oh my goodness, I
She
didn't get
just
one of
like-
those, but that's amazing. She loves experimenting with all these different materials. So we got together and asked a few questions. My favorite is still the one you did for our World's team.
Oh, yes.
For the trip we didn't go on. But
Yeah.
when we were putting it together, I was losing my mind.
Yes, she was. It was very high pitched.
I was squealing.
You were squeaking?
I was squeaking. Everybody's
Yes.
putting a puzzle, and then I was putting it together, and I was like just screaming in joy.
Because there's was it 6 at that time?
It was 6, and it was the
6 different puzzle piece shaped, and each one was a puzzle itself. But all the 6 puzzle pieces fit together into a larger puzzle.
And they were the colored mirrored acrylic, so the color just ran all over the thing, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I love that color, and I was just in heaven.
Yeah, so I use alcohol ink to color the mirror acrylic. So don't use alcohol on it; it will take the color right off.
All right.
But I mean, why would you put alcohol on a puzzle?
I drink
You know.
all the time.
I mean, rubbing alcohol. I'm
Yeah,
not
I got
quite sure, like wine or something.
I mean, I guess
would
if
actually
you spilled something on it
You had
and
to
you
clean it.
and you wanted to clean it,
soap and water
Yeah.
is fine.
Oh, I'm keeping it very safe.
But for that one, I took because I had the squares. They were exactly 6-inch size squares that I had picked up at Piedmont Plastic. or Piedmont. I'm not sure. I'm not from Georgia, so I don't know how it's pronounced. But they had a customer who came in and was like, I need 6-inch squares, like 50 pounds of them. They were putting them up on a wall, and they forgot to specify that they needed to be clean cut. So they were all like shattery edges because they were just rough cuts.
Right.
And so I happened to show up at the right time, and they're like, hey, these are going to the trash. Do you want them? And I'm like, I will figure out something to do with them. And that's kind of how the mirror puzzles came about. And so I don't want just plain silver puzzles because that's boring. So I tried the alcohol ink on it, and it makes them.
And Janelle also lent us a couple of puzzles that we can use for this contest today.
Yeah.
They are identically cut, laser cut puzzles, but they're painted differently because she hand paints them. So I don't know which one's harder. So let's randomly pick.
Okay.
Which one do you want? Okay.
I feel like I should have done the whole scene from Princess Bride.
Oh. Are you cane powder?
Yes.
Because I knew you would pick that one, so you went ahead and picked the other one, but I knew you were going to do that.
Exactly.
Inconceivable. Oh wait, are we racing from dump out or
That doesn't
open?
matter. We can just race from the...
Alright, let's start. Are we going? Oh, they started! You're
oh, I
flipping
guess
already.
yeah, I'm flipping.
Oh, fine.
I don't know. This is gonna be hard.
It will be hard. So then you can speed it up. Oh my goodness, why is it all blue?
Cue time lapse.
I think I got the pond one. So what it was? The pond with koi or something?
Yeah. I don't know what the other one was.
Clearly, I don't know.
Turtles.
You have turtles?
Turtles.
That's adorable.
Turtle. Turtle, this puzzle's for you.
You're just taunting turtle now.
I know. Sorry, Turtle. Is this one yours? This one might be
Thank
yours.
you. That's mine. We always do this.
Steal pieces.
Mix
Each other.
Mix the puzzles.
Maybe we should have mixed the puzzles anyways.
Yeah, mine will be the ones that you can't put together, and then I'll be like,
What if I accidentally started assembling some of your puzzle pieces if we mixed them all together?
oh my gosh, there's glitter paint in this. It's glittery.
Is there?
It's glittery.
No.
She used glitter paint. So pretty. I mean, I suppose we could have timed ourselves and added the times together.
Oh, I see. Yeah. If we had thought about this a little more. We didn't think about this one too much.
It's okay,
Sorry.
we're enjoying it. And you get to enjoy it vicariously through us.
So the edges are not an edge.
I forgot. I didn't try to start an edge. Her puzzles are not usually rectangular.
I guess she doesn't have rectangular puzzles. They're all shaped. Aren't they?
Yeah, everything's shaped. So I've never tried. Well, I think maybe it's hard to do the edge on a 3-cat max puzzle.
Edges don't exist.
Only in your mind. What? Color line cutting? No, color line painting, I guess.
She paints it after she cuts it, right?
I think so. That would make it easier to color line paint. Why don't any of these pieces fit together?
Because you're bad at puzzles.
Oh, okay. I should just retire. I'm done. You have a nice beach.
Mm-hmm. Do I get to help you now?
Sure.
Do do you
So yeah,
with the
mirror image. That's the mirror image.
oh yeah. We couldn't. Could we have done a mixer? No.
No, I mean, we could have if we flipped one upside down, which wouldn't be as interesting.
No.
Because one side we painted and one side we're not.
Well, that's it for our Parley episode.
Remember to subscribe so you can see all the full interviews when they are released.
And thanks for watching.